So I finished my very first marathon, the LA Marathon, the Los Angeles Marathon, and I just wanted to do a video reviewing these shoes. So this is the specific shoe that I finished in. These are the ASICS Gel Nimbus Light 24 Gel Nimbus 24 Light because of the color. It's called like Light Show or whatever. But they have Gel Nimbus 25 versions now. And interestingly enough, the marathon itself was also sponsored by ASICS, just as an interesting coincidence. But I just gotta say, I absolutely love these ASICS shoes. Now, I have a few pairs of running shoes. Some of them I bought and I kept because I wore them and I don't like to return those things that I've, worn heavily, even though I have a pretty lenient return policy with the store that I go to, Roadrunner Sports. But I typically like to keep the shoes because usually I pick them for design or whatever. Or I could still run in them. It's just a challenge. But with that said, I absolutely love these ASICS shoes. They lasted me through the marathon and many, many miles before. And I think it's so interesting because there's so many shoes that talk about like all these different things that they do. They're like faster, they're more flexible, or they're less flexible. They have different tongues, but it really still, no matter what all these shoes say, it took me a lot of discovery of having to go through these other shoes to really find the right shoe that's going to fit my foot. So, and it's not even just the individual brand. Like say like ASICS, I have a pair of Brooks, which I absolutely love too, and I could try on a different brand, like style of Brooks, and I've had like different foot challenges. So with that said, being flat-footed or mostly flat-footed with a wide front foot, it's hard to find the right shoe because, of course, a lot of shoe brands are developed for certain types of feet, or they're developed for the average foot because they want to fit the most amount of people as possible. But it seems like ASICS has done a great job of really working to develop not only a comfortable shoe, but one that works very well. And out of all my shoes, it's either this one or the Brooks Ghosts that would have lasted me the entire marathon. I have these two other shoes that I use for shorter distances because of certain reasons, but I just don't think that they would last me. I would just be dying at the end of the first 5 or 10 miles in a different pair of shoes. But this helped carry me through. My feet felt great, surprisingly. And with that said, other shoes, my feet are feeling pain, my knees, all that. But of course, there's a marathon, pain and discomfort is expected. But with my feet, they were not the parts that were struggling. It was definitely getting the cramps in my calves, my quads, my hamstrings, but my feet were doing great. All this pain and discomfort in the other areas of my legs probably took away from the pain in my feet, which I didn't really even notice. But I am just absolutely amazed that I found a shoe that do so well with my feet. So these are the ASICS. And what I will say, I mean, I've tried other shoes, this does have some extra cushion in it for sure. And as far as like speed and propulsion go, um, I want to say like a brand new pair of Brooks makes me feel faster. So, but whatever this design is overall lasts my feet longer, and it helps my feet just to stick around for those longer distances. And again, like I've had these issues with other shoes where, maybe the arch isn't high enough, so my foot, or the arch is too high, so I start feeling like pressure digging into the bottom of my foot, like, like in certain areas, or the shoe's too thin, so I start feeling my feet get crunched together, or the shoe is like too hard with not enough cushion. And I'm not the type of person that's ready to run the a full marathon in like bare feet. I've seen people run half marathons in bare feet, or just those like shoes where you kind of like where you can see your toes, where you stick your feet in and it like shapes to your toe or conforms to that shape. I'm not that type of person. So when I need shoes, right? And if I wear the wrong shoes, I could totally tell real quickly if something's amiss, because that's what prevented me from running for most of my life, is not just because I didn't like um, running, but that's part of the reason too, but because I never realized that the shoe didn't fit. And if the shoe didn't fit, I wouldn't run, or I would run with tons and tons of pain, discomfort, and it would make me dislike it more. So that's why I think it's so important to find the right shoe. But there's so many things that the shoe seems to do right, with 3D space construction, gender specific comfort. So designed for, obviously the different shoe is designed for one. They have a woman's version of the shoe and they have a man's version of the shoe. So, I would pick accordingly. I feel weird saying that. It's almost like controversial. But that aside, that's what ASICS says. So I can only say what this company is saying, right? But anyway, yeah, so many great things. It fits well. It's lightweight. It's got this really thin tongue, as opposed to those really thick tongues. And of course, it gives the eye extra loop here, where you can loop in your shoelace and then hook it into the other side, loop it in, and then hook it through, so that you can tie it for that extra support and prevention of keeping your shoes tied, or keeping them from getting untied. And I wore this the entire marathon without it getting untied, which is absolutely unbelievable, because most of my shoes tend to get untied after a certain distance. So, two favorite brands so far of running shoes: ASICS Gel Nimbus 24. After these get totally worn out and some of my Brooks, I'm probably gonna go to the ASICS Gel Nimbus 25s. Unless I decide to try a different pair of shoes. I love trying different brands, giving different brands a shot. And I guess it's just fun having different types of shoes and to be able to know what the different types of shoes do and accomplish. But ASICS will be definitely my go-to if I need to run longer distances for training or anything. So fantastic. Thank you, ASICS, for hosting such a awesome marathon. It was an absolutely amazing event, running literally through the entire city of Los Angeles and Hollywood, Beverly Hills, Chinatown, downtown Los Angeles. Like every single street was literally blocked off just for 20-something thousand runners, with entertainment. And it was pretty amazing to do my first marathon that way. So, ASICS, and run a marathon, y'all. Thank you very much, and have a great day.